Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating history of coins from around the world. The 1975 Fiji 50 cents coin is one of the most fascinating pieces of numismatic history from the Pacific Islands. On the surface, it may appear to be just another commemorative or circulation coin, but when you take a closer look, you begin to see that this coin tells a much deeper story. It represents a nation's heritage, its connection to the sea, its ties to the British monarchy, and the cultural significance of traditional craftsmanship. Collectors around the world value this coin not only for its design and silver-like beauty, but also for what it symbolizes about Fiji in the 1970s. Let us start with the basics. The 1975 Fiji 50 cents coin was part of the decimal coinage series issued after Fiji's independence from Britain in 1970. Although Fiji became a sovereign nation, it retained Queen Elizabeth II on its coinage as the head of the Commonwealth, just like many other nations that were once part of the British Empire. The 50 cents denomination was introduced to replace the older half-dollar system, and it became one of the key coins used in everyday trade. The coin itself is large in size, measuring about 31.5 millimeters in diameter and struck in cupro-nickel metal. This gives it a silver-like appearance, although it contains no precious metal. The weight of the coin is about 13.5 grams, making it a substantial piece that feels solid in the hand. For collectors, this heft and size make it particularly attractive, since it has the presence of an older silver coin without the higher price tag. Now let us look at the design. On the obverse, or the front side of the coin, we find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This is the Arnold Machin portrait, one of the most widely used designs of the Queen on Commonwealth coins during the 1960s and 1970s. She is depicted wearing the tiara known as the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of jewelry that has become iconic. Around the portrait, the legend reads, Queen Elizabeth II, along with the year of issue, 1975, placed neatly at the bottom. This side of the coin reflects the continuation of Fiji's link to the British monarchy and symbolizes the unity of the Commonwealth nations. Turning to the reverse, we find the most distinctive and culturally significant feature of this coin, the outrigger canoe, also known locally as the drua. This is not just a decorative design, it is a deep representation of Fiji's maritime traditions and cultural identity. The outrigger canoe was the backbone of transport and exploration in the Pacific for centuries. With its unique design, stability, and speed, the outrigger allowed the Fijian people to travel between islands, trade goods, and maintain cultural connections across vast ocean distances. By placing the canoe on their coinage, Fiji honored its ancestral heritage and reminded future generations of the ingenuity of their forebears. Above the canoe, the inscription reads, Fiji, and below it, the denomination, 50 cents. The choice of the outrigger canoe is significant because coins are often used by nations as miniature canvases to tell their stories. While the Queen's portrait ties Fiji to its recent political history, the canoe connects it to its much older cultural history. It is this blend of tradition and modernity that makes the coin so appealing to both locals and collectors abroad. Now let's discuss the mintage and availability. The 1975 Fiji 50 cents coin was minted in relatively high numbers for circulation, meaning it was widely available to the public and used in everyday trade. Because of this, the coin is not extremely rare. However, condition plays a major role in value. Coins that circulated heavily often show wear, scratches, or loss of detail on the canoe or the Queen's portrait. On the other hand, uncirculated examples, those that were saved right after minting and never used, remain highly sought after. These coins can display brilliant luster and sharp detail, making them much more desirable in the eyes of collectors. In terms of market value, the coin is generally affordable, which is one of the reasons it attracts so many collectors. A circulated example might sell for just a couple of dollars, depending on condition. But uncirculated or proof-like examples can command higher prices, sometimes reaching into the range of $10 to $20 or more. For serious collectors of Pacific Island coinage, complete sets that include the 1975 50 cents are particularly prized, as they showcase Fiji's early years of independence and its fascinating blend of cultures. What makes this coin stand out even further is its educational and cultural value. Collectors who hold it are not just adding a piece of metal to their collection, they are holding a slice of Fijian history. The canoe design teaches us about navigation and survival in the Pacific Ocean, while the Queen's portrait reminds us of Fiji's colonial past and its connections to global events in the mid-20th century. For teachers, historians, and even tourists, this coin serves as a small but powerful artifact that bridges the gap between the past and present. Another aspect worth mentioning is the artistry of the design. The engraver's skill in capturing the detail of the outrigger canoe is evident. Even though it is a relatively small surface area, the lines are clear enough to show the structure of the sail and hull. This reflects the pride that Fiji took in showcasing its cultural symbols to the world. Many other nations at the time were doing the same, choosing national birds, plants, or landmarks for their coinage. Fiji's decision to feature the canoe was not only culturally accurate but also visually striking, which helped its coin stand out on the global numismatic stage. Collectors today often build themes around their coins, and the 1975 Fiji 50 cents is perfect for several themes. It fits in collections focused on Queen Elizabeth II coinage, on Pacific Islands numismatics, on maritime designs, and on post-independence issues. Because it is relatively inexpensive compared to other historic coins, it serves as an accessible entry point for beginner collectors while still holding interest for advanced numismatists. Finally, let us reflect on the lasting legacy of this coin. Nearly 50 years later, the 1975 Fiji 50 cents continues to circulate in numismatic circles and in the hearts of those who collect coins for their beauty and history. It is a coin that tells multiple stories at once, of monarchy and independence, of ocean voyages and local ingenuity, of everyday trade and cultural pride. And it does all of this in a small, round piece of metal that once passed from hand to hand in markets, shops, and homes across the islands of Fiji. In conclusion, the 1975 Fiji 50 cents coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II and the outrigger canoe is much more than a piece of money. It is a reminder of Fiji's unique place in the world, a celebration of its maritime traditions, and a connection to its political journey as a member of the Commonwealth. Whether you are a seasoned coin collector, a student of history, or simply someone who appreciates meaningful design, this coin offers a chance to explore and treasure the story of Fiji in the mid-1970s. Its value may not make you rich, but its history will enrich your understanding of how coins can reflect the spirit of a nation.